today I am joined with Dr. AJ, and I'm really excited for this because she's one of my divine planners as well as my $1,000,000 experiment participant. Hello, come and say hello and tell people what it is that you do in the world.
Good morning. I'm Dr. AJ Austin here in America. I am a life coach certification trainer for Black women of faith. I train them to become Black Christian life coaches online in just one day.
Oh, amazing. It's amazing. Tell us what your experience was of the My $1,000,000 experiment. So how did you first hear about it? Where you were already in my world? Is that how you first heard about it?
No, actually, a close colleague sent me a link and I read it. We fell in love with the price to join. And we knew that it was some up leveling to our mindset coming our way. And so I signed up, and one thing literally led to another, because that led me to your challenge that you did. It led me to another, paid challenge that you did. Then it led me to another paid group that you did. And I feel like I have been on fire ever since. So it was really interesting coming into your world and seeing what was possible. So yeah, that kind of is how it started out.
Okay, I love it. So the premise of my $1,000,000 experiment was to basically have mindset and intuition training for a year in a year-long container. And we were asking the question, can mindset and intuition, along with a $1,000,000 plan, make you a millionaire in 1 year? So tell us your experience of the plan. Like, did that blow your mind when you saw how close you already were to like $1,000,000? Was that a moment for you?
I knew it was, as I mentioned, a time to open up my mental space, because as people, as humans, we're only able to get ourselves so far. But when I saw the potential, when I read your book, me and my colleague read it together actually, and so we're kind of racing to the finish to see what was you're going to hold. And so I remember making a specific plan and setting my intentions for, I am going to be one of her success stories. I said, I don't know how many people are in this, but I will be one. And so to have this opportunity today to sit here with you is like, it happened, And so while, I am still on my way to 1,000,000, to know that there were steps to take and to follow, and how close, that we already were when we decided to take that first step, and to know that you were there to show us the way. You were also doing it with us in your own way. And we were seeing, like, I watched you make money, which ignited things in me. And, we're sharing screenshots and like, she has this coming up and she has this going on and look at this. And to know that we are on opposite sides of the world, but our energy really aligned to bring us to that next level. It was just so exciting, Joanna. So I want to, more than anything, say thank you for the opportunity to be a greater version of myself than I knew was possible before working with you this year.
Oh my God, I love this. I love this. And I mean, the success, obviously you're in the $1,000,000 experiment, but we've also seen you in Divine Planning Abundant Profits. And there was a particular course that you were very fond of in there, which was my Rock Up and Teach, and like that totally shifted things for you. Like that was a success story all on its own. Tell people a little bit about that experience, because I think that's so cool.
Yes. So by the time I said yes to that course, I said, well, I'm in it now. I'm in her world. I know what she's going to say. I can finish her sentences on her lives. And so when I joined, God just aligned things up for the right time for me to say yes. Like, I thought about that before our interview. I had a paid client. I was able to make payment arrangements to come join you, which opened up my world to say, okay, I don't have to have sticker shock, for paying so much at one time, especially if you're coming from a world where you're not used to investing. You just made it super simple to say yes. And so when I said yes and I took a deeper dive, I remember my favorite part in the beginning was to get this gift box in the mail with this beautiful little planner. It's here. I just had it out the other day. I had my beautiful planner. And I actually went for pizza that day and sat with my planner, ate lunch, and started planning out how I was going to do this thing this year. And then I went through your video trainings, and I felt like I just kept digging because I'm like, I know there's more. I was digging for gold, and I struck gold when I found the Rock Up and Teach class, where you taught us really how to get out of our heads. We know how great we are, but tell other people how great we were specifically. And I loved it so much. It was a 3-hour course. I don't have ADD or any type of learning anything, but I like to listen to videos on 2x speed, which means I have to sit still. I have to, focus in, concentrate, take notes. I listened to your 3-hour class 3 times on 2x speed. So I took a 3-hour class, made it into a 9-hour training because I was determined to get every golden nugget you dropped in that training. And it brought in $7,000 doing one. I think I did like a weekend boot camp. You were like, don't do too much, don't do too little. Here's where to start. So I took some trainings from what I had before coming to you, things that I knew to do on my own. And then you just added like the cherry, the sprinkle, the whipped cream, the chocolate drizzle, all on top. And we had our best month ever. And I went into the group and just raved about it. I still talk about that month that I first implemented what you taught, and just knowing that it was possible and that it went in line with what you taught with getting to the steps of millionaire status. It just blew me away. So again, thank you.
I love it. I love it. So tell us what your plans are for the future, because we're coming to the end of this container, but the fun is, I feel, for many people only just beginning, because what our hope was with the $1 million container was that we would plant some really powerful seeds for people, that they would grow, and, with the help of source and God, that they would grow into something epic. And I know that you have this like epic future ahead of you. So what are your plans for taking all this goodness and moving forward with it all, and how you're going to, how has that affected how you show up in life?
So what I am making a vow to do is to never remain the same. So just like coming into your world, I knew there had to be more. We spend all of our lives thinking one way. So being introduced to this material for the first time is not enough. So I am going to continue to revisit your information, continue to receive coaching, continue to receive mindset up leveling, popping in and out of the group, seeing what you're up to, and just making sure that I am staying aligned with what I say I want, and with what I know the vision that God has given me to bring to pass while we're here on earth. Like, I'm going to keep following the plan. One time is not enough. I have to keep reconditioning my mind, following the steps that your book laid out. I have to get into your book, get selfish as well. I've been having it on my phone, but I have not sat still long enough. You need to do an audio, okay? So I can listen to
Everybody
it.
keeps asking me for the audio, and they keep saying as well, when they read it, they hear my voice in their head. I have become like Morgan Freeman.
Right. And for us, you have an accent, which makes it even better. So to hear you like go at 2x speed with an accent, is like, I can do this. Let's get selfish. So yeah, please do an audio.
I love it. I love it. And, when you came into this year, did you imagine that you could be a millionaire, or did that feel so very far away? Like, where were you at with that, like that idea of being a millionaire?
I think most of us have that lifelong dream to one day say, I'm a millionaire, or I'm on my way to becoming a millionaire. But this year was actually about putting the plan in place, starting with the mindset, because again, we've had all of these other thoughts or other visions for ourselves until we find out what's possible. So this year has really put me in the space of possibility. And so much so that the women I train, especially Black women, the underserved African-American population here in America and abroad, they're looking at me now as the example of what they now can do because of what Dr. AJ has been able to do successfully. And I brag all the time, like, y'all, I have coaches, and so I've been telling them about you. I've been sharing about the work that I've learned with you. I told them about the $1 million experiment. So some of them joined us at the top of the year. So I have to check back in with them, but to know that we are bringing each other along, like, you guys, we can do this. I feel like it's such an empowering space to be in, especially as a woman just representing around the world.
I love that. And I love that you're forging. I mean, I think that's what it is for any woman, is just, that somebody else is there doing it, right? And somebody else is there to just, you can look up and you can see that and say, oh, wow, that is possible. That is possible. And I think especially in the African American community and really in the Black community where, there maybe isn't as many women that are, because they've been underrepresented and they've been, kind of suppressed. Well, not even kind of, actually suppressed. And the fact that you are getting to be that person, I mean, that just lights me up to know that, this is the co-creation. This is why the universe, source, God put us in the container together, right? So that we can rise together, we thrive.
Together we rise. And I love that I have coaches who represent all walks of life, all beliefs and spiritual practices, all types of success and specific levels of business. So for me, you represented mindset and planning and marketing, like you mixed in a lot of things. And so to know that you were a part of my team of diverse coaches, showing that, information is universal. It's all based on how you use it and it's available. I wanted to make sure that I showed up in that same space with that same energy because you set the model for what's possible being online, being a woman. You openly share about your dyslexia. So hearing you're human, you're doing this as well. It's like it gives us that further
Just
nudge
regular old human here. That is me. Exactly.
together. So it's like we're doing it. And so to know that just to see what was possible allowed me to set goals to say, I'm going to be her success story. I didn't know how it would show up, but I welcome the opportunity. I welcome the opportunity to learn from you and just the people that, have been in your community and your world as well. And to see you do it and pave the way, I'm like, okay, now this step, now that step. So you definitely set the model and the example. It took like a really bold move, like putting yourself out there and opening this up to strange new people and help us along the way. And we're like, yes, lead us. We'll follow the little trail of the chocolate chips into the path
I
of
love
our.
it. I love it. I love it. And you know what? You are definitely, definitely one of my success stories. But better than that, you are one of your own success stories because really can't do the work for you. You've shown up, you've shown the dedication, you've done the work, and you have the results because of
Yeah,
it. And you'll be able to dig into this information again and again, keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing, and you are going to be your own success story every single step of the way.
absolutely. Thank you. It's too early to cry, Joanna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. AJ, for coming on the show today. And I can't wait for this episode to air.
Same. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.